What's up, everybody? Man, it's your boy, Mr. Duga, coming at y'all with another video, man. And today, man, I'm going to talk about Doug Pederson and the Philadelphia Eagles coaching staff and training staff are currently doing research to try to prevent so many soft tissue injuries that has plagued this team the last couple of years, man. It's about time. Because, like, I've had this argument with people where it's just like, bro, like, I know every team gets injuries, especially late in the year going into the playoffs and stuff like that. But it felt like we just had way more than other teams, at least all the teams that's in contention that make the playoffs. You know, I seen an article that the Eagles were the most injured team going into the playoffs last season. And obviously, you know, the year before, even though we won the Super Bowl, you know, we had guys like Carson Wentz and Jason Peters, you know, Darren Sproles, Jordan Hicks, you know, Chris Marigolds, you know, all be out for the season. So, you know, it just makes you wonder, man. Like, I mean, then last year, man, you got guys just dropping everywhere. You know what I'm saying? You got obviously Carson Wentz, you got Jay Ajayi, Mike Wallace, you know, Jason Peters missed some time, Lane Johnson missed some time, Jalen Mills missed some time, Ronald Darby got injured. I mean, Sidney Jones was banged up all year. You know, Maddox missed some time. I mean, I seen the only two players that started like all the games the last 2 years were Malcolm Jenkins and Jason Kelsey. Everybody else has been banged up, man. Everybody else has been banged up and, you know, and spent some time in the training room, yo. And I mean, I'm glad we finally doing something about it. Now, will it means that it's gonna stop? Not necessarily, but you know, it's a positive thing that we looking into it, bro. Because I've told people, oh, it's just a coincidence, man. Nah, bro, like that ain't. I mean, part of it is bad luck and just misfortune. I understand that, but when it's that many, like, nah, bro, like it's something we not doing right in our. It's something we not doing right at practice. It's something we not doing right with our training, yo. And I'm just glad that we finally looking into this, man, because like I've mentioned multiple occasions, this team is stacked and ready to win a Super Bowl, man. If we could just, I mean, granted, we gonna have injuries. It happens. But if we could just not have as many injuries like we've had the last couple of years, you know what I'm saying, and stay relatively healthy for the most part, this team is absolutely ready to compete and to contend, you know what I'm saying, for a Super Bowl. It's nothing that I feel like the only thing that can hamper this team and slow this team down from reaching the ultimate goal is hosting another Lombardi trophy is injuries, yo. So I'm just glad, man. It just shows you that Dougie P is pretty much on top of everything. You know, he's ready. Like, he's just looking at it. He's thinking like how we all thinking. Like, man, he looking at this team, like how we put together, and he like, we could do this again, man. But it's like the only thing is these injuries, yo. Is these injuries, man. Like, and the key people. You know, you got the quarterback, you know, running backs, receivers, you know, defensive linebackers, you know what I'm saying? Defensive backs, like offensive linemen. I mean, these are key people on the team, man. It's not like special teams guys, with all due respect to them. These are bona fide starters, you know, pretty much Pro Bowlers that's out there getting injured with soft tissue injuries, yo. It's not like it's just, oh, they took a big shot and, you know, he get the wind knocked out of him. Nah, these are all soft tissue injuries, man. And I'm so glad that Dougie P and his coaching staff has finally decided to, like, you know what? He said him and the medical staff are looking into that to try to prevent it. Now, granted, you gonna have some, but not at least not at the alarming rate that we've been having the last couple of years, man. And that's positive because this team stay healthy. We ready for another Lombardi trophy, yo. But with that being said, man, that's all I got for y'all today. Appreciate y'all checking out the video. Go and give me a subscribe, man. I'm gonna have Eagles and NFL content, man, throughout the year. Y'all have a blessed one. Fly, Eagles, fly.